Hello, my name is Nicholas Pulling. This is the commentary and explanation video for my Ratchet & Clank inspired game project test. The gameplay aspect, let's get into it. So I'm trying to recreate this new game, load game feel of it. Trying to create all these elements such as it leading into a cinematic, from the cinematic going into the level. Here I'm demonstrating all the functionality of the new game feature from just all the different levels, going back to the menus.
Point 1.
And the plot progresses 1. Showing the load menu functionality, the main menu functionality. Pressing no just so nothing happens, because it will demonstrate in a minute how it works. The theater functionality, back and forth. The video just watched. And being able to skip it. I'm pressing the pause button, in this case M, to get to the pause menu and back and forth. Again, demonstrating the pause menu. Inventory and ships being a plan for later. Showing that the theater functionality does get filled out as the player goes. That it will always be the player who has the most unlocked will be in the theater. Demonstrating the override functionality. Demonstrating the load game functionality. And how, even though I moved, it didn't save. Demonstrating that it kinda saves in air, but not fully. That in order to demonstrate that it doesn't fully save in midair, it saves the last known safe player location. Running through a hallway, checkpoint, I guess. And demonstrating the first kind of functionality that will be demonstrated and built on later. I'm pressing the interact button and nothing is happening. Not because it doesn't work, but because the player hasn't unlocked that functionality yet. Here, I'm trying to save on a platform that disappears and reappears, but because the platform itself is not a safe location, it took me back to the last safe location. It saved the last safe location. Whatever happens in a safe location happens. You run out of bullets and you use bullets. The bullets are used when you die. It's that kind of thing. If this location is not safe, it takes you back to the last known safe location. I'm aware that this isn't how Ratchet & Clank does it, but I remembered it being that way, so I worked off of that false memory. When I discovered that it was a false recreation, I did enjoy my version a bit better. These red gentlemen are enemies, and I'm going to demonstrate how the area is not safe and what happens when the player tries to save in an area that's not safe. It took me back to the last known save location. Here I'm demonstrating the delete functionality. And how the theater functionality disappeared because there are no games for it to work off of. Everything is reset with load, demonstrating the gun, that there are multiple guns, although the gun functionality is yet to be finished. Again, demonstrating save. Going to attempt to fight these enemies. The jumping off into oblivion is trying to recreate the on death event. I'm demonstrating in the top right corner that I'm trying to use bullets. That in the middle of that I used 2 bullets before entering the fight, and therefore went from 20 to 18. I entered the fight and used all my ammo. But when I died, because I had 18 bullets last time I was safe, it restarted me with 18 bullets. I am pressing the interact button T. It is also the attack button to start trying to get rid of these enemies and turn the area into a safe area. That swinging arm is meant to be similar to the Ratchet and Clank, well, Ratchet. Very brief, like that, where Ratchet swings a Ratchet forward. I'm finding animations and skeletal mesh and that kind of puppeteering a little difficult, but I am working on it. Now that the area is safe, I should be able to save and load here. I used 2 more bullets during the fight, so I went from 18 to 16. Demonstrating on death. I'm demonstrating that the on death does not regenerate enemies back in this area. I am demonstrating a functionality that would come on when the functionality here does not work because the area is not safe. When I return to that staircase, it will become functional once I've gotten rid of the enemies. I pressed the X button to simulate the teleport back to start. It would respawn all the enemies. The reason for this is I noticed in the middle of gameplay, should the player run past some enemies, kill enemies in one area, but not the areas leading up to it, they could potentially create ambush settings where the player would have a hard time getting back to the start, getting back to the ship, getting back to the level select. So the idea is if I give them a get out of dodge button, press the X button to teleport back to the start, they would be able to get out of dodge because it's a safe because the start area is a safe area. The bullets used, in this case, all of them, so from 16 to 0, if they save, they would have no bullets right now. Save. I restarted just so I can get my bullets back. Being a little OCD, press X get out of dodge to respawn all the enemies and demonstrate that they're back. I'm going to attack this enemy and make the area safe because there's only one enemy in this area. Demonstrating save load feature and the area is safe. And that when the player does press the get out of dodge, all the enemies do come back. Small demonstrating platform. Creating a new game, Nick Jr. And the overwrite functionality. I believe I just misread my notes that I need to do that again, but also demonstrating in each save file that the player has one theater unlocked. I kill this player. While also loading in that initial file. So one file has one theater unlocked, while another file has another one. I'm going to kill this enemy to make the area safe. I'm going to die to demonstrate what happens now, so any bullets lost are lost. This triggered the next level to load. That event triggered the next level to load, similar to when Ratchet first met Clank, and it forced the level to load into the next level, from Planet Veldin to that river planet. Similar how at the end of this level with Tachyon that it triggers loading the next level. Now, one player has the game immediately saves upon opening level, so the players, just like in normal Ratchet and Clank games. And now one player has two theater unlocked, while another player has only one, demonstrating that it is the player with the most unlocked that makes it to the start menu. Demonstrating that the player can skip through it. demonstrating one theater unlocked for this player, and two unlocked for this player. I'm demonstrating here that the ship functionality has not been unlocked yet, but similar to that second level from the very first Ratchet & Clank game. But again, in order to unlock it, the area has to be safe. The area is safe, so I'm going to go into the area. I'm going to demonstrate that it just saved for the player. Now, some of the functionality has been unlocked, not all of it. Demonstrating that you interact by pressing the T button, which is the attack button. Demonstrating the pause functionality with the ship functionality. And how, now that the area is safe, it will not save. Oh, that area will not save again. So once it's unlocked, it won't keep re-triggering, kind of thing. Again, demonstrating that this functionality will be unlocked once the area is safe. Demonstrating it did just save for the player. Get out of dodge. Just cut the walking time down. And this will trigger the level select menu to be fully functional. I'm demonstrating that there is a checkpoint here, but one that only saves and goes off after other checkpoints have been reached. In this case, one in level 1. It was the thing that played the very first video, and one in level 2. Played the second video. Demonstrating that because Nick the Third, the other Nick file, has not gone to level 2 yet, that checkpoint will not trigger. Now I'm demonstrating the final part of the video, the quote-unquote boss fight. This is meant to happen once. Once it's triggered, it cannot happen again. Demonstrating that the player is trying to use up all his ammo in the fight, but again, because the area is not safe, they get it back. Boss dies, just hitting them with a ratchet. It immediately saves, so they save right there. They press the get out of dodge button that also respawns the enemies but teleports the player back to the start. And the boss has not come back. The boss will not come back even if they reload the level. demonstrating that all 3 videos have been unlocked. And that the videos do come to even the start menu once again. And that's it. Demonstrating the progress so far on my Ratchet and Clank inspired game. I have broken Ratchet and Clank down into 3 parts: the run and gun aspect, the platforming aspect, and the dogfighting aspect. The goal is to try and recreate elements of all 3 to try and create a minimum viable product similar to Ratchet and Clank to demonstrate my abilities. Thank you.